Welcome back, Age of Empires 3 fans, to the highest anticipated Age of Empires event of all time, the Chiss versus Snoopa show match. We have in the northwest corner, Big Snoopa. Sorry, that's reserved for Big Chiss, playing as the French here in the color yellow. And on the southeast side of the map, we have Big Chiss playing as Japan. And he's already throwing down his consulate. The map we have is Darfur. It has 3 trade posts down here that you can capture. It does look like Snoopa's already decided to do that with the French. And they also have the Berber natives, as well as the Sudanese. So we all know those Dervish are a great unit. You see a lot. They have been a little bit nerfed in the latest patch. The Berbers, you could train some extra villagers. You can get some Berber camel riders and, a slew of upgrades as well. And we also have, this is the first time casting a series where I have the option of ultra zoom, or whatever they call it. So as you see on this map, there's a little bit of a haze if we zoom out really far. But we can zoom really far out if we choose to. So it'll be interesting to see how I decide to use this. Okay, let's see what the players are doing. Okay, Chiss is going with the Portuguese allies. So this will help him get some cheaper shrines out on the field. Japan's going to be throwing down some shrines on those hunts to start resource generation. It does look like he's going to be throwing a shrine on this middle hunt. Now, it does look like Snoopa is going to stumble right upon this along with his scout. And let's see what treasure we have. A 70 wood treasure. So I always like picking up wood treasures. Lots of high value out of that. And we got a nice one there. It looks like he did get just out of range. Probably really can't chase those explorers down or those monks because they're just going to poof away anyways. Let's take a look at the players' decks as they get their first shipments here from the home city. Snoopa's got his 1v1 deck. So as far as his French deck goes, let's look here. In H2, a few crate shipments. He's got his cav upgrades. He does not have the infantry upgrades you sometimes see in H2 for the French. In H3, he does have team ranged infantry attack. He's got Jaegers. And yeah, so like I said, that's probably the most curious thing here. We don't see a ton of H2 infantry upgrades or the forest warriors or whatever it's called to upgrade your villagers. And it does look like Snoopa does go in this for the 70 wood treasure, which will be a nice pickup for him. Chiss has spotted this, but he's not going to be able to get there in time. Let's look at Japan's deck. He does have enlist and regulars if he wants to hold off an early push. This will help buff his town center and call some irregulars. Looking at H2 here, pretty typical shipments. Nothing really stands out to me here as being extremely unique. A pretty normal Japan deck here. Okay, and his first shipment was the Heavenly Kami, so it's going to make his shrines cheaper and resource rates increase. Thank you so much for the follow, Izez1. Maybe I need to move that scene up one. It does look like it was underneath something there, or I need to move yeah, let's move that up. That's weird. Okay, hold on, let me fix that. Okay, that should take care of it. Okay. So now aging up, Chiss is aging up to H2 with the shrine. Pretty normal. Now he's got these hunts out here. Let's hope these don't walk away before he gets aged up. But this will be giving a buff to his economy. And let's see what Snoop is doing. He is aging up, throwing down a market in transition, and he is going up with the quartermaster. Okay. Bringing these hunts in. Darfur's got a lot of hunts around your base. You can bring in a lot of nearby food, and then it comes. A lot of time I find on this map, it comes down to there's the gold mines in the middle, right? So you really have to have some nice map control if you're going to be using these gold mines because they're not far from the enemy's base. They're right smack dab in the middle of the map. You do have a decent amount of gold kind of on your half for a long time, especially if you can wall off this choke here. But that's just like if the game goes late game, you know. Okay, so let's take a look at the player's perspective. We've got Snoopa up here, just herding in. He is getting some coin and transition. We'll see what he's doing once he hits the second age. I'm sure we'll have a clearer picture. Does he have any forward villagers? Okay, I think we know what's going to be happening here. A little bit of pressure. We've got two forward CDBs, so they're going to be probably throwing down a forward base. I would expect a barracks going down. And we have a scout that's getting some intel right outside his base. Now, this scout is stealthed right now, but it can be revealed by the enemy's explorer, in this case, Japan's monks. And since they have 2 of those, this will probably get found at some point, as they're probably going to walk around here. But meanwhile, speaking of the monks, they are booming shrines all over the map. Currently has 6 shrines down right now. Generating resource. He's got set it on wood, so he is currently getting a trickle of wood from those shrines. And Snoopa's got wood crates on the ground from his age up and is throwing down 2 barracks. So there we go. It's going to be some early infantry pressure for sure here for Snoopa. Right out of the gate, Chis has hit H2 and he is not messing around. He threw his barracks down, a defensive barracks behind his base. So definitely going to be turtling up. And he has now at this point scouted Snoopa's forward base, knows what's going on. Kind of interesting decision to take on this treasure right now. Maybe he clicked it from across the map. Because these CDBs could go and gather it, and I think that's what we're going to see here. Let's see what happens. 2 batches of crossbows up. Let's see if he gets his macro just right and can get 10 crossbows out as he gathers this wood from transition. So Chis has a plan. Who got it? Chis did get the treasure. Okay, so a good pickup for Chis. That was certainly a very risky treasure. And yes, as Risotto has pointed out, and I mentioned maybe earlier, this is a shrine that has 0 hunts on it. He let all of the hunts walk away. He didn't let it, but you got to build the shrine in a place to anticipate that. That is certainly a very, very bad for Chis. Losing out on that eco advantage. Okay, and Chis is throwing down these walls. He knows the enemy is coming. Let's see what Snoopa can see. We love to see a 0 hunt shrine. Not a way you want to start a series. Now these crossbows standing right underneath the town center, they are going to be dying to town center fire in just 2 shots right now. So not really a spot he wants to be standing. Maybe he was hoping to get a villager pickup, but I think maybe it was macroing his army somewhere else. So he's got these 9 crossbows out, but not doing anything with these yet. We'd like to. Okay, pikes are getting on the shrines. Now, Chis is turtling up with some Yumi archers, which should do a great job of just sitting in the back of the base and picking off these crossbows as they come in. He's going to try to get some villager picks. Let's see if he's able to do it. That berry bush is on the back right of his base, and really, right now, he's just lost 3 crossbows to just about nothing. So he hasn't got any value out of those yet. But we do see this hunt has slowly decided to move towards the shrine. We now have 2 gazelles on the shrine. Well, he lost the DE hunt wander roulette for the animals. Hate it when you see it. Okay, we have 1 shrine going down to some pikes. So these pikes are going to be walking around looking for these shrines. Now, if he is able to scout these shrines out, he does find one. You can kind of see them through the fog of the war. You know where the shrines are. He'll just slowly work his way down on these. Chis either needs to deny these pikes in some way. He's already has a considerable number of archers out. And some Ashigaru here. So he already has a nice mass. He can start putting a little bit of pressure. He's got some Ashigaru probably going to go up and harass the pikes, I'd imagine. And then a large mass of archers. Also his shipment from the Portuguese consulate. So right now, Chis is starting to get some nice momentum. He does have all these shrines down, even though some of them are getting a siege right now. He's got 9 shrine population right now. Here comes some crossbows. Thank you so much to Shadow by T8 for the sub. Turn down the volume just a little bit on that. Thank you so much. Okay, so Yumi archers moving out, and now they're going back to the base. Let's see what's going on for Snoopa. So Snoopa is shipping 700 gold. So with that 700 gold, he could either be using it to produce but he is gathering gold as well. I feel like he's playing an age up. He's probably going to use his 700 gold and go for age 3. It looks like what he's transitioning to do. I don't love the idea. He opened up with pressure, or he certainly was going for pressure, but he was never able to really get any value out of these crossbows. I don't think he really picked up much. I know he's gotten 2 shrines, but he really went for a forward base there and hasn't been able to get a whole lot of pickup out of it. Maybe forced an overreaction, possibly out of Chis, but honestly, Chis's shrine boom has looked just fine. Now, I have neglected to notice Snoopa has the full trade post and is upgraded to Stagecoach. So he is currently bringing in resources from that, which is going to be really nice, using it to get wood. So as he's aging up to age 3 right now, we see the exiled prince. That'll be really nice if he can get the tech advantage on Japan. So as of right now, you can even look at the score. It's a very evenly matched game. No player wants to overcommit. The stakes are so high. You want to be careful. Thank you once more to ShadowBite8 for that Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Okay, and Chiss is kind of just going to be chilling his base here for now. And then up in the northwest, it's kind of both players are positioning their army around, but not going to overcommit. And Chiss is throwing down some more shrines to replace what he lost. And we all know if you play against Japan, they're going to be doing this cockroach-like behavior. If you kill one shrine, 2 shrines are going to replace it. Now he is going to see that with this villager. Let's see if his army moves in place. They are moving, so maybe he'll deny the second shrine. Oh, at the very least though, he's moving the gazelles away from it. And now, I really like this this spy. Wow, good placement for the spy. He could see if a transition to that gold at some point get a lucky raid on those villagers. Okay, now he is circle sieging that shrine. Not ideal. You kind of want to move your army to the base of the building and then hit attack so they all immediately start sieging. But not the end of the world. Low stakes. He's getting the shrines right now. Okay, and Chiss has decided he's not going to let this trade post boom continue. He has come down to siege. So both player not really engaging the main forces yet, just taking out buildings on the background. Chiss is aging up to age 3 himself. But as we see, Snoopa has already hit the 3rd age, and he's got his 2 Falconet shipment. So really, Snoopa wants to pressure right now. He's got 25 musts to protect it, 13 crossbows, and he does have his 2 Falconets. He needs to get in here in constant pressure before Chiss is able to get his upgrades here in his 3rd age. But now he is already in 3rd age, and he can ship these flaming arrows right away if he wants to. Let's see what he decides to ship first. I'm assuming that's what it'll be. There we go. 2 flaming arrows. So that'll be a good counter to these Falconets. And it'll be just after they arrive back at his base. So upgrades in queue. He does have Disciplined Ashigaru. The Yumi archers are not upgraded. Are Snoopa's units upgrades? He has crossbows. He has veteran musketeers. Okay, here we go. We've got the Falcon that's taking a shot, taking down the shrine. But really right now, Chiss is just picking off units from Snoopa's army just about for free, as the shrine sure might go down, but is this going to damage him a whole lot in the short term right here or in the early age 3? Look at these beautiful new veteran. The skirmisher icons look so interesting now. They're way different because they updated them in the last patch. So getting some skirmishers out. There is that flaming arrow. He needs to get out of there because, oh, there we go. A volley finishes off the shrine. And does he escape? Does he escape? Both low health. Both Falconets very low health there in that last shot. Oh, man. 1 Falconet going down. Losing army. And taking shots from the flaming arrows on his army. 2nd Falconet going down. And this is not looking like a good engagement for Snoopa. But he did get the shrine, which will be a long-term, be a nice thing to pick up. But at what cost? He's losing a lot of army right now. And Chiss's army is kind of just snowballing at the moment. He's got 5 Ashigaru in queue. Economy looking pretty nice, sitting on 39 villagers versus the French 30 villagers. Obviously, can't be a direct comparison because they are CDBs. Okay, so a nice kind of pickup for Chiss. I bet Chiss is pretty... well, I mean, he lost his shrine, but I bet he's pretty happy about the engagement. He basically wiped out that shipment. He is now going to be shipping 2 more flaming arrows. So we have a total of 4 flaming arrows on the field. And at this point, Snoopa's got to figure out how he's going to deal with those flaming arrows. Is he have an artillery foundry down yet? Okay, he's got a stable, but I'm not seeing an artillery foundry. He's going to really probably win some culverins. I mean, once he's got 4 flaming arrows up, this is going to be pretty big for Chiss. So at this point, probably just going to drop down and grab some of these shrines. Thanks to Wellhigh gifting a sub to Guig's AOE. Okay, so chat, let me know what you think. I'm a little bit worried for our boy Snoopa right now. Big Chiss is looking mighty big with these flaming arrows. He's now got 4 out in the field, and I'd imagine Chiss is going to push the offensive. Now, Snoopa has a considerable army, but the problem is it's going to be really tricky for him to take out these flaming arrows. He's got to deal with those. And so if I was at Snoopa's position, I mean, I would think you have to throw down an artillery foundry and figure out how you're going to get on those, or you got to commit to a lot of cav to go and snipe these. So I'm sure Snoopa sees this. He's got to be very, very careful. Let's look at the shrine count. Meanwhile, now I really like what Snoopa's been doing here. You don't want to overcommit too much of your army to sieging shrines. You want to do exactly what Snoopa's doing here. He just has like, I mean, at this point he's got 2 because they've got killed by some monks, but you just use like a batch of 5 cross of pikes and just constantly siege down the shrines. So now we're looking at Chiss is currently on 12 shrine population, and he's picked up quite a bit over time, and not to mention a little bit of XP to go along with it. Okay, so Japan's army is really starting to snowball. He's going to have a considerable mass here. Snoopa needs to be careful not to be caught out of position because he cannot take a fight with these flaming arrows. Now, Snoopa is shipping gold. Let's see how he decides to use that. He does have an artillery foundry, so there we go. That's what I like to see. Snoopa is going to be most certainly training some Culverin to try to counter that. Now, some good picks for these skirmishers. The skirmishers will pick off some of these crossbows, but he losing a few units in the process. It looks like a few crossbows and maybe a pike went down there. Thanks to Hybrid for the follow. Okay, so Snoopa's still in this. I'm liking to see we got some artillery coming in. That's really going to help out his case here. Meanwhile, we got some Yamabushi going on to seize the trade post. He has taken one for himself. You know, it's always an insult when you upgrade the stagecoach and the enemy takes it for himself. It always hurts. But here we go. It looks like maybe Snoopa's going to go down and deny that. We got some Dragoons going down. Hopefully they don't run into the enemy. Yeah, they're all going to move down to the southwest right now. Okay. So probably going to get down these Yambushi before they can really get any true value here. Being careful. Now, he does have a decent mass of veteran cuirassier. Sure, I always butcher that word. French people in the chat, help me out. Okay, and then we have, here we go, positioning. We got the Culves out on the map. Can he take out these flaming arrows? Flaming arrows are quite mobile, so it can be tricky sometimes to get the snipe on them because they don't have the horrible packing and unpacking animation that we know that the Falcons and Culves typically can experience. But meanwhile, up in north, we have just continuing to put down the shrines, just relentless with the shrine production. What is that? Okay, it's just a villager up there. Let's see on Chiss's side. He's upgrading his cav. He's going to maybe train some cav here. There is a considerable skirmisher match, but he does have some dragoons that could deal with them. There we go. I missed it. Oh my gosh. 2 flaming arrows went down. Is that all the flaming arrows? Man, I look away for 1 second. 1 flaming arrow is still up here somewhere inside of this battle. Right here. There it is. There it is. And taking out the flaming arrows, but still his army, he's got now these upgraded Naginata riders on the skirmishers. We got the dragoons on the back line, going to take out the Naginata and the musketeers. Anime, very good. I think this was pretty decent value for Snoopa. He did take out all of the flaming arrows. Culverins are going to hopefully escape here if that last one doesn't get shot down. But hard to say. Just still has a considerable army mass, and Snoopa lost a large investment of it in his cavalry. And largely, he did come away with. Oh man, look at this! Look at that sneaky scout. Sneaky. Yeah, man, I'm not really sure who came out ahead. According to the score, Chiss is still looking to be ahead. And I feel like even though he did lose those flaming arrows, he's still got his infantry kind of death ball going on right now. We do have some sieging of some shrines up in the north. And now, I mentioned this at the start of the game. This map can come down to the mid-map gold mines. And look at this. We've got Snoopa coming out here, and Chiss can certainly see that. And here we go. We got army moving into position. If you can pick up this cav for free, I mean, that's a big investment. 150, and just sniping them down for free just about up here by the Ashigaru. Meanwhile, his regulars going down mid-map. And man, let's hope his army... Okay, his army has moved back. Just has to know that's there, though. He can see it. Yeah, he's got line of sight with these shrines. Oh, boy. So will he move into position to... there we go. Ashigaru is moving up. And, I wonder if Snoopa has scouted... Oh, my gosh. He doesn't know. I wonder if he doesn't know. There is a gold mine hiding down here. Oh, man, that is killer, Snoopa. This is a newer map. Maybe Snoopa has not played it a ton. This could be, a big factor of this game because Snoopa needs this gold. He doesn't want to walk down to this mid-map gold mine yet. This is kind of what, in his opinion, is his last of what he has here. So I would imagine we're going to see a probably considerable fight here. But honestly, at this point, a big skirmisher mass for Snoopa. Let's look at these. 37 skirmishers versus Chiss has 36 Ashigaru, 7 Yumi, and 8 Naginata riders. Now he is training more cavalry. Is he going to be having more? But yeah, also a nice mass of dragoons to protect them. So just Snoopa's doing okay so far, but Chiss has finally worked down the second trade post and is working on the third one, just slowly taking that out. Is that a samurai? No, it's sentries. Love it, love it. Okay, now Snoopa is taking out these shrines, but we know taking out the shrines just never really feels like it does a whole lot to Japan. Oh boy, oh no, Snoopa's maybe looked away. The villagers taking some losses there, and being stopped, his gold production being stopped at the same time, and his army is getting cornered. This could be a deciding battle of this game. Not a good position. Maybe for Snoopa, though, he can use these villagers to tank damage while he wipes out this army. Maybe this is actually going to be okay for him. These CDBs do have range resist, so, against these Yumis, at least he can tank a little bit, but a lot of his army just walking around right now as far as these skirmishers trying to get out of position of these Naginata riders. How many... Thank you so much for the raid, Lionheart UK. Big battle here between Chiss and Snoopa. It does look like the Naginatas will get wiped out finally for his skirmishers, but he has lost a lot of villagers in the meanwhile. A lot of skirmisher mash is still there, but I imagine Chiss is just going to pull back at this point. That third trade post almost about down. Man, look at the villager count. 24 for Snoopa versus 52 for Chiss. Now, it is French, so you can survive with less, but that's a lot less at this time. And even as far as the army, if he was tanking there, I think Chiss did okay. He just lost his Naginata. He largely has a lot of his infantry left. Dragoons going down. And I feel like Chiss's economy is just going to snowball here. There we go. The third trade route going down. And Chiss, I would imagine, will pick it up. Looking really good for Chiss. Chiss is just moving back now. I mean, he has to know he picked up a lot of villagers. He just needs to play time right now. Now, it'd be nice if Snoopa could pick off a few of these villagers, but Japan's sitting here on 190 shrine population.
Yes.
And there we go. He just repopped that Naginata army. And really, Snoopa's army not looking amazing right now. He's got those culverins, but not going to do much. There's no more flaming arrows out on the field. Not... Looking a little bit scary for our boy Snoopa right now. Just the score, you can see moving ahead. I mean, really, he's got to know that he got such a nice eco pickup there. He just needs to play this a little bit longer now. What's going on up here? Okay, so he is, for what it's worth, Snoopa does still have control of this gold mine, which he wants. I do feel like it forced his hand. I don't think he knew about this silver mine. And this maybe forced Snoopa in a less than favorable position that maybe he didn't even need to be in at all. We got Japan getting the Bushido principles at the moment, research. And man, Japan's army just growing and growing and growing. I mean, look at the mass here. Looking really good for Chiss. I feel like we could just see one more large battle here. Now look at the score for Chiss, just pulling ahead. There we go. We got, it's just I mean, look at all these Naginata. He's got, how many of these things? 19 of them. And the Dragoons, they can work on, I mean, but they're snaring the Dragoons. Yumi taking shots on Dragoons. Culverin's not going to do much this fight. And Snoopa's army just on the back foot, just trying to get out of position. What can Snoopa do to stop this advancing Japan mass? And GG is called. Game 1 does go to the big Chiss. Let's get some hype going on here. Well, how about that, guys? How many villagers did he lose? Let's look at it in the FitzBro post-game report, sponsored by Geico. Not sponsored by Geico. Don't sue me, Geico. Okay, look here at the score. Let's look at the resources. So Chiss did pull away their 3,700 to 3,100. Sorry, 37,000. Economy here, yeah, Japan just being ahead most of the time. Military, we got 55 skirmishers versus 53 Yumi. He did, look, 11 buildings raised. That's all those shrines he was going after. But really, I didn't feel like it slowed down Chiss at all. Now look at these. Is this correct? He got experience earned from treasures. Okay. I thought that was like all treasure value here. Okay, and then looking at the timeline, let's look at the villager. We'll look at the villager population right there. Okay, so boy, oh boy. He was sitting on 42 villager population. You know, he was basically neck and neck with Chiss. French should have a little bit less. But then knocked on down to 24 villagers. Certainly not something you want to happen. And Chiss kind of knew after that the game was his. So, wow. But I would really be curious if we talk to Snoopa, if we talk to him in like a post-game report. You know, he never had sight on this silver mine. So, you know, would he have been better off walking his villagers? But it would also have been a large migration. He would have walked his villagers from here all the way down to the silver down here, and also kind of puts Japan at an advantage on this map because they have their shrines generating a considerable amount of resources. They can generally just chill in their little quadrant of the map for a lot longer, I feel. French uses a lot of coin, but game 1 is going to go to Big Chiss. Okay, we've got to end those predictions there in the chat. Let me update the score. There we go. Score 1. Okay, Chiss. Up in the series, 1-0. How about that? Okay, we're going to get the predictions going for the next round. Choose outcome. Chiss was the victor. Yes, make sure I click the right one. And we will start our next prediction for round 2 of the series. Start prediction. Who will win round 2? Chiss or Snoopa? You've got 5 minutes to get your predictions in the chat. Okay, there we go. It is up. It is up. 18 villagers lost. Yes. Welcome, guys. If you're tuning in, say hello. Let me know if you're tuning in and you came from our Age of Empires 4 streams earlier this week. We've got a big show match here. Chiss versus Snoopa. We also saw a little bit of Snoopa in the Age of Empires 4 beta, which was fun. And a large show match. This has been a big rivalry for a while, and we've been anticipating this event for a while. We kept having to delay it because it was going to be casted last weekend, but we had to delay it because Age of Empires 4 beta obviously had to play that. Now, I will tell you a little bit of backstory on this matchup. As I understand it, Chiss did not enjoy the Age of Empires 4 very much and has spent the last week grinding Age of Empires 3, I can only imagine, while I know Snoopa was very heavily playing Age of Empires 4. So could that have an effect on today's matchup? It's hard to say, but we will find out here in these future games. Let's get back to the menu.